U.S. cities hit by a surging crime rate, and the White House pointing fingers at Republicans for defunding police.
Let's talk about who defunded the police. An emergency relief plan for cities that were cash-strapped and laying off police and firefighters. It was the Republicans who objected to it. And our plan allowed state and local governments to replenish their police departments. And so, look, Republicans are very good at staying on talking points of who says defund the police. But the truth is, they defunded the police.
You almost wait to hear the laugh track after Republicans defunded the police. Does anyone believe that? This is bipartisan lawmakers get a closer look at a preliminary deal on police reform. Joining us now, a man in the room from the site of his Senate re-election launch today, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator, I know you're excited about your bus trip, barnstorm around the state, try to get momentum for 6 more years to do this fun job that you have. But first things first, do you Republicans defund the police? Did I miss something?
Brian, you didn't miss a single thing. That is the most ridiculous thing I've heard all year long. And we've heard some very ridiculous things from the Democrats. But this is not the icing on the cake. This is the most ridiculous thing ever said. The facts are simple. Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, Cleveland, and New York, Baltimore, all have defunded to police. What we've seen is a 40% increase in violent crime in major cities because the Democrats have been defunding the police for the last year plus. What we have done on the other side, of course, is to refund the police. Even the police reform legislation that I'm currently working on provides more money for officers because the last thing you can do is ask someone to go into the most dangerous places in our country without the resources and without covering their liability. If you don't do those two things, you can't ask good people to go into bad places to make them even better.
Senator, yesterday buried in all the huge news with Joe Biden stepping on his own message of bipartisanship by saying, I'm going to jam $4 trillion down your throat and then walking it back on Saturday. I'm reading the story that the framework of police reform has been agreed upon with Republicans and Democrats. You're in that room. Did you agree to something?
Well, we've agreed to the framework, so we know what's not in it, which is as important as what is in it. So there is a framework that's been agreed to, but the language itself is still being written. So nothing's agreed to until everything's agreed to, other than the fact that we know that we are not going to make it easier for us to criminalize police behavior, and we're not going to expose the officer to more liability. We know those two things are off the table, and that's good news for our officers.
All right, so you're saying that the qualified immunity is off the table?
For the individual officer, it's not on the table.
Right. You'll go after the state.
And Brian, it's also good you're able to go after the jurisdiction, whether it's a local, state, or whomever, number one. Number two, I'd say it's also very important to realize that we have the law enforcement agencies, the NAPO, the FOP, IACP, the alphabet soup of law enforcement agencies and organizations are helping us craft the legislation. So we're not doing this in a vacuum or a silo. I'm sure Corey's talking to the civil rights groups on the other side, but we're making sure that what we do protects the officer and the community that they serve. If you can't do both, you shouldn't do either.
And Senator, I know I don't have to tell you this, but in speaking to the number of officers that I speak to regularly, you have to make the job more attractive, not less attractive. You're losing people by the hundreds around the country. So you could blame all you want. The bottom line is the most vulnerable are the most vulnerable because the police officer numbers are going down and they're staying in their cars because they're told not to do anything.
Well, all over the country, we're seeing that reaction because liberal cities and liberal councils and mayors are making targets out of police officers. It's the least common sense thing in America. I had a group of African-American leaders meeting with Attorney General Barr at the time here in South Carolina, and the question came up about defunding the police. I asked for a show of hands, who wants to defund the police? Not a single leader wants to defund the police, but the liberal elites in the Democrat Party want to make targets out of our law enforcement officers. It's our responsibility to stand in the gap, stand in the fire, because they do that every single day for us. We're going to do it for them. So,
Senator, in this country, something I've never experienced in my life, more people are deciding not to work than to work. We can't get cargo off ships. We can't get truck drivers behind the wheel of a car. And a lot of it has to do, even though Democrats say the data doesn't show that, that they say has a lot to do with the supplemental insurance. In about 20-plus states, they've cut the supplemental back. What are the after effects?
Well, the after effects of 21-plus states that have already decided to eliminate the federal benefit, enhanced benefit on unemployment, will be people coming back to work. You cannot pay people $20 an hour to stay at home and ask them to come back to work for something near the same. That is just an undeniably difficult choice for people to make. When we in South Carolina eliminate the enhanced benefits at the end of this month, just a few days, people will be back at work. People cannot be given a choice between doing nothing and getting paid and doing something and making the same amount of money. That's just a bad decision.
Senator, you want 6 more years at this job. You started in Congress. Senator DeMint stepped aside. He goes, I think Tim Scott will be great, and he was right. Very few people I know that don't think you're doing a great job. What's your message for 6 more years?
Was a message of hope and opportunity. Promises made are the promises kept. We are going to focus our attention on expanding opportunity zones, expanding our economy for all people. And we are not going to have a blame game like the Democrats are having. We're going to talk about the unified America, the American family working together to make sure that we all prosper together. That is a simple message. It is one that we will focus on from an economic standpoint and from an education standpoint. School choice. Quality education is the closest thing to magic in America. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to get it done.
And when will you decide if you're going to go 6 years or you're going to, after 2, run for president?
Well, Brian, that's a good question. The presidency of my homeowner association isn't open until 2026.
Right.
So hopefully I'll be able to work through my term.
Right. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the White House place.
Brian, well, Brian, I misunderstood you. Let me just say it this way. The only thing that matters is 2022. You have to win in 2022. We'll see what happens next. You guys can, of course, help me win in 2022 by going to votetimscott.com.
All right, he's going to be on a bus all day and getting off and talking to people. It's always exciting to launch a re-election campaign. Thanks for joining us first, Senator.
Thanks, Brian. God bless.
You got it.